Hey guys, this is Peter Mullin. Have you ever taken a while to look back on your favorites that you consider, well, classics? As you probably may know, I have a lot of classics and they begin with each letter in the alphabet. They are going to be classics that I personally consider classics the most. Remember that these are my personal beliefs, so please don't get angry if you disagree with me. Also, I won't be including characters from certain shows in the letter segments. Also, songs won't be included either. So, let's get started with this video, shall we? The first things to talk about should begin with the letter A. The things that begin with A that I personally consider classics are the alphabet, autism, and the Aristocats. First, I want to talk about my autism. I personally consider having autism as a superpower because I am very hyperfixated on my special interests and jobs, and I know that I am surrounded by so many people who love and care about me every single day. The next thing is the alphabet because I grew up loving it. I love the alphabet because I loved alphabet books and watching videos based on the alphabet. I could even recite the alphabet forwards and backwards, and my favorite letter in the alphabet is and always will be the letter C. The next A thing is the Aristocats. The Aristocats is my favorite Disney film because it inspires me to travel the world and it is very funny. I love the geese Abigail and Amelia because they did make me laugh. Plus, I did like the songs Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, Scales and Arpeggios, and the Thomas O'Malley song. Those are good songs. B is the next letter to talk about. The stuff that I consider classics that begin with B would probably be Best Summer Ever and Best Buddies. The reason I love Best Buddies is because they included me in high school. Ever since then, I have been supportive of them ever since. Best Summer Ever is a great musical film because it has a great plot and great songs. But the thing that makes the movie special for me is because it was made by my friends at Zeno. I wasn't in the film, but I know that my friends probably had fun making the movie. That's why it's special to me. Now we come to my favorite letter in the alphabet, the letter C. Trust me, there were a lot of contenders for this list that start with C, but I am going to choose chocolate chip cookies, cocoa, the Washington Capitals, cookies in general, Chipotle, Christmas, and the Washington Commanders. The first thing we should talk about is chocolate chip cookies because they will always be a classic treat for me. I love this type of cookie because the best part is eating the cookie dough and they taste so delicious. Any chocolate chip cookie tastes so delicious in my eyes. The next thing we should talk about is the movie Coco. This is the best movie in the Pixar universe in my opinion because it's set in Mexico and it has a good twist villain. Plus, the movie is very, very colorful, big, and creative. The next thing we are going to talk about is the Washington Capitals. I love this team because I am from the DC area. I love the players like Alex Ovechkin, TJ Oshie, Dmitry Orlov, Charlie Lindgren, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Tom Wilson, etc. I also love it when they score because it feels great when your team scores. I am so happy that the Caps won a Stanley Cup in 2018. I also want to talk about cookies. Cookies are so delicious and I personally love them. I love chocolate chip the best, like I said earlier. But I can eat any other cookie except Oreos. Except for Oreos, I am not very picky when it comes to cookies. I also want to talk about Christmas. Christmas is such an awesome holiday. Don't you get that fuzzy feeling when Christmas comes around? I love almost everything about it. I also love the Washington Commanders because they play amazing no matter the circumstances. Taylor Heineke is a great quarterback for the team, and I love rooting for the team on game days. Hail to the Commanders! The next letter in our A to Z video is D. The D things that are classics to me, that is, are donuts, December, and Disney. I love donuts because they taste so delicious, especially in the morning. My favorite kind of donut is the chocolate frosted sprinkled ones. December is the next thing to talk about, and I love this month because of, well, Christmas. But December has the best decorations for the holidays as well. Disney is a great company, even though they can get greedy at times. I love most of their movies like Lady and the Tramp, The Lion King, The Aristocats, Coco, Encanto, Mullin, etc. I also enjoy Disneyland and Disney World, which are fun places to go to. E is the next letter to talk about. So the stuff that begin with E that are classics are epilepsy and Encanto. Some people might hate having epilepsy because it means being prone to having seizures. But I believe it is part of who I am. Also, I have my epilepsy under control. I've watched the movie Encanto, and I've got to admit, this movie is a classic. Plus, I love Lin-Manuel Miranda's music. I also love how, like Coco, the movie is colorful and majestic. My favorite character in the movie is Mirabel, in case you were wondering. The next letter in the alphabet is F. The stuff that are classics to me that begin with F are my family, my friends, Five Guys, and Fridays. My family and friends are very special to me because they are always there to support me regardless of what I do. I also love to visit them during the holidays. Five Guys is a great burger place for me, way better than McDonald's because it has better burgers, fries, and a better fountain drink station. Also, if you like peanuts, get the peanuts. Fridays are awesome because that means the weekend is almost here. When it is Friday, I can't complain. I also love getting pizza on Fridays because in my honest opinion, that's the best day to get pizza. The next letter in the alphabet in my classics A to Z video is G. The stuff that are classics that begin with G, to me that is, are Guapos and Gee Whiz. For those of you wondering what Guapos is, it's a Mexican restaurant located in the DMV area. I love their food because it is so delicious. I love their fajitas, tortillas, queso, and chips, the best. For those who don't know who Gee Whiz is, he's the mascot for the Washington Wizards. I like Gee Whiz because he is funny and can entertain the Wizards fans when the team does or doesn't do well. He is such a good mascot for the Wizards, in my opinion. The next letter in the alphabet is H. Stuff I personally love that begin with H that are classics in my eyes are hamburgers, hairspray, and Hershey bars. I love hamburgers because they taste delicious. I love a good burger from time to time, and I prefer my burger plain with ketchup. But sometimes I will have it with cheese. I love Hairspray because of the fact it has good songs and the fact it takes some sensitive topics with sensitivity. It also teaches us that you can't stop the beat, no matter how hard we try. Hershey bars are very delicious because of the taste of chocolate. I sometimes crave Hershey candies because they taste delicious. I've been to Hershey, Pennsylvania, And trust me, it was very fun. I is the next letter for my Classics A to Z video. So, it's time to talk about ice cream. Ice cream is not just delicious, it's one of the best parts of summer or any treats. I love going to ice cream shops, and I don't blame people, especially kids, who chase the ice cream trucks. If people were to ask me what my favorite flavor is of ice cream, I have three. The three flavors of ice cream are vanilla, orange sherbet, and chocolate chip cookie dough. Now we come to J. The things I love that begin with J are June and Jeff Probst. The reason the month of June is a classic to me is because it's my birthday month and it's the start of summer. This is why June is my favorite month of the year. Ever since 2000, Jeff Probst has been the host of Survivor. I love how he comments on the challenges and snuffs torches at tribal councils. I believe he is really awesome. The next letter in the Classics A to Z video is K. The things that are classics that begin with K to me are kindness and Kenny Kawaguchi. Kindness makes the world go round, and I love when people are kind to others. Kenny Kawaguchi is a character from the Backyard Sports series. In case you don't know who he is, he's the kid who competes in the wheelchair. I like Kenny because he's, well, awesome. Plus, he has an awesome theme song. He may not be a good hitter in baseball, but he's a fast wheeler. L is the next letter for this video. The stuff that I consider are as classics are Lady and the Tramp and The Little Rascals. Say what you want to about Lady and the Tramp, but it's a great movie in my opinion. This movie may be just a generic love story with dogs, but I love Lady as a character, and I think Tramp, Jock, and Trusty were so awesome to her. I grew up watching The Little Rascals as a kid, and this movie is awesome. I love the climax of the film, and whenever I listen to that main title song, it makes me feel nostalgic. The next letter topic is M. Like C, there were so many contenders for the letter M, but I want to stick with Maryland, the Maryland Terps, and Mexico. I love living in Maryland because it makes me feel proud to call this state home. I love towns like Chevy Chase, Bethesda, Kensington, Olney, Ocean City, etc. Speaking of Maryland, it's time to talk about the Maryland Terps. The Terps are a great college team because they are good at so many sports like football, basketball, and lacrosse. I have rooted for this team ever since I was a kid, and I still do. I am a huge fan of Mexico because I believe it's an awesome country. I really love tacos and chips, and plus, I am very fascinated by the Dia de los Muertos celebrations. I also have been to Cancun, and I really want to go back. Viva Mexico! The next letter is N. The classics that I want to include are the Washington Nationals and Nats Park. Like I said with the Capitals, I am from the Maryland, D.C. area, so I like to root for the Washington Nationals when it's baseball season. I was happy when they won the World Series in 2019, and I love the players on the Nationals too. Nats Park is a great baseball stadium too. It is filled with magic and filled with fun stuff to do. You can watch the games, eat delicious food, and walk around the stadium and meet Screech. Nats Park is a fun place to go to in Washington, D.C. The next letter for this video is O. The stuff that begins with O that are classics are the Baltimore Orioles, and the color orange. The Baltimore Orioles were the first baseball team that I was introduced to when I got into baseball. In 2003, I went to a game at Camden Yards when the O's won against the Texas Rangers. That was a good memory. I love the color orange because it has such good flavor. I remember when I was sick, I was given an orange medicine and it tasted way better than the other medicines. Henceforth, orange has been my favorite color to this day. Next is the letter P. If you think I'm going to include myself, you are wrong. I am going to include 4 things that are classics to me that begin with the letter P. These things are Peter's World Adventure, pizza, pancakes, and Paw Patrol. Peter's World Adventure is my fictional game which is similar to the reality show Survivor. Only you travel to many locations instead of remaining in just one location and there's more players. Peter's World Adventure has been a part of me for a very long time and I am very proud of it. Pizza is so delicious, however, I prefer to eat it on Fridays because that's the best day to eat pizza in my opinion. My favorite toppings of pizza are cheese, pepperoni, and sausage. But if you like pineapple on pizza, go ahead and have it. I love pancakes because they taste delicious and they are a very hearty breakfast. I love plain pancakes, but I love chocolate chip pancakes too. I really love the show Paw Patrol because it is very colorful and creative. I love most of the pups on the show, but my favorite character on the show is Chase because he takes his job on the team very seriously, just like how I feel with my jobs. And as a matter of fact, Paw Patrol is one of my strengths and I am very proud of it. Q is the next letter in the A to Z video. Now, not many classics start with Q, so I will be choosing only the Queen's Corgi. I love this movie because the romance of the main character Rex and the love interest Wanda was the best. Also, I believe that Charlie is a great dog villain. I mean, think about it. He tries to get rid of Rex out of jealousy to become top dog. The next letter in this video is R. In my honest opinion, Ronnie Dobbs and the Baltimore Ravens are classics that begin with R. Everyone always talks about how great Pablo Sanchez is in Backyard Sports, but to me, my favorite character in the games is Ronnie Dobbs. I mean, he is a relatable character to me because he wants to prove that he is grown. That's what I like about Ronnie. The Baltimore Ravens are a team that I personally love that plays to win. Lamar Jackson can kick butt on the field. I mean, the Ravens play hard, and that's why a lot of people in Maryland love them. Not just because they play for Baltimore. The next letter is S for this video. This is going to be an easy letter because S is such an easy contender. But I believe I am going to choose Survivor, Sports, Sweets, and Special Olympics. Survivor, in my honest opinion, is the best reality show. You get so involved with the drama. I also love the elimination style, and I think it is safe to say the tribe has spoken that Survivor is a great show. Sports are also great. My favorite sports are basketball, baseball, football, hockey, lacrosse, and soccer. I also believe sports are good exercise for everyone, not just kids. My favorite sports teams are the Maryland and DC teams and the Chicago Cubs. I have a big sweet tooth and I love to eat sweets like a lot. I know that's bad for your health, but sweets are just so delicious. I don't just like cookies, I also love candy and ice cream, brownies, cake, and donuts. Special Olympics is a great community for people with and without mental and intellectual disabilities to play sports. I love Special Olympics because it's a great community and everyone is so nice. The next letter in the classics A to Z video is T. For me, the classics that begin with T are Toy Story 1 and Ted Leonsis. Toy Story 1 was actually one of the first movies I watched as a kid, and I loved the movie instantly. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen did a very good job as Woody and Buzz, and I felt the movie was very funny. Plus, I believe Sid was definitely a nightmare for me. Ted Leonsis is a great owner for the Washington Wizards and the Washington Capitals, and I think that is so great that I got to meet him. Thank you, Ted, for everything you do. U is the next letter for the video, and the only classic for this letter for me is DC United. I love DC United because, like I said before, I am from the DC area. I also love how they wear black and red. I really want to go to a DC United game at Audi Field because Audi Field seems like a really fun place to watch a game. The next letter for this video is V. The classics that begin with V for me are Valentine's Day, Vermont, and my videos. Valentine's Day is a special day to celebrate love for me. I love it because there is a special tradition that I always love to do. However, I won't tell you what it is because it's only special to me and my family and friends. I may not have a girlfriend, but I love to celebrate it with loved ones because I have lots of family and friends who love and care about me. Vermont is a great state because it has stuff like mountains, Zeno, Creamies, Lake Caspian, etc. Vermont is so beautiful and I enjoy it. I know that some people don't like my videos, but the reason I believe my videos are classics is because I work very hard on them. I love to make videos about stuff that I personally care about. The next letter for this Classics A to Z video is W. The classics for this letter are Washington, D.C. and the Washington Wizards. I love the nation's capital. There is so much to see in D.C. For example, the National Zoo is a great zoo. There are monuments in the Washington. There are memorials, and the Washington Monument is so beautiful. I love living so close to Washington, D.C. because it's paradise. I also love the D.C. teams. Speaking of D.C. teams, the Washington Wizards are my favorite team in the NBA. I love rooting for this team, and no matter the outcome. I love the players like Corey Kispert, Rui Hachimura, Bradley Beal, and Daniel Gafford. Plus, there are lots of players that I would consider legends like Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler, and Antoine Jameson. I have been rooting for the Wizards ever since I was 10 years old, and I hope they win the NBA Finals someday. The next letter is X. Not many things begin with X, so this was a very hard letter for me. So I believe I am going to have to go with Xfinity Center, home of the Maryland Terps college basketball team. Xfinity Center is a great arena to watch the Terps play basketball. I remember going to a Terps game against Georgia Tech, and it was a great game. The Terps won, even though I don't remember the score, because it was a long time ago. But still, Xfinity Center is a great arena to watch basketball games, just like Capital One Arena is. The next letter for the Classics A to Z video is Y. For Y, I chose YouTube. Some people might say YouTube isn't fun because of all these stupid rules like COPPA, copyright, and censorship. But I still find it fun. The reasons is that you can make videos and playlists. You can listen to music, and if you have the time, you can relive your childhood by watching old episodes of cartoons from your childhood. YouTube will always be fun for me regardless of what happens. The next and final letter in the Classics A to Z video is Z. For Z, I want to choose Zeno Mountain Farm. Zeno is a camp for people with and without mental and intellectual disabilities. It's actually a fun place located up in Lincoln, Vermont. I love it there because the people there treat you right and there's lots of fun stuff to do, like parades, movies, etc. I love going to Zeno because it's a paradise for people with special needs. I have been to some camps, but Zeno Mountain Farm is the best camp of them all. That's my Classics A to Z video, and I hope all of you liked the video. Bye!